in space, in exciting future possibilities. We're proud to work with our partners at the NASA Glenn Research Center every single day, and particularly on this special event. They are the only NASA center in the path of totality. It puts them in an extraordinarily unique position, and we're proud to be their partners on this. To give you a much deeper understanding of NASA's role in the event and in celebrating the total eclipse, it gives me great honor to welcome our NASA Glenn Research Center Director, Dr. Jimmy Kenyon.
Thanks, Kirsten, and thank all of you for being here with us today. At NASA Glenn, we are excited and very much looking forward to the opportunity to celebrate this truly once-in-a-lifetime event, a total solar eclipse here in Cleveland, Ohio, and working very closely with our partners at the Great Lakes Science Center to plan and prepare for the Total Eclipse Fest, which will be held April 6th through 8th right here. A total solar eclipse over your community is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's a rare event. But one thing that is even more rare is having a total solar eclipse pass over a NASA community like we are here in Cleveland. But it is an incredible opportunity to connect people, to connect our city with the work that we are doing at NASA in science and space exploration to better understand our solar system and our universe. And as a result, we have NASA experts and leaders from all over the nation, from all over our country, coming right here to Cleveland to showcase the best and the brightest of NASA and what we are doing. And so to do that, we are bringing NASA outside of the gate. And we are bringing NASA right here to the NASA Village at the Total Solar Eclipse Fest here at Great Lakes Science Center. We'll have exhibits featuring our innovations in aeronautics, space exploration, science, and safety. We'll have a virtual and augmented reality booth where you can take a supersonic flight or you can visit the International Space Station. We'll have opportunities to speak with and meet NASA scientists and engineers, and we'll have special guests, including astronauts, Steve Bowen and Jessica Watkins. And we'll have pastronaut and NFL quarterback, Josh Dobbs, as well as our friend Snoopy. On top of that, because it is such a unique event to have a total solar eclipse pass over a NASA community, NASA TV has selected Cleveland as a primary viewing location or broadcasting location for the eclipse. And NASA TV will be broadcasting live from the lawn here at Great Lakes Science Center from 1 until 4 p.m. on the day of the eclipse on April 8th. So April 8th, this is the place to be. Now, of course, as we've heard, we expect a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot going on. And the key to that is being prepared. And one important way that you can be prepared and people can be prepared is by having the proper eye protection. It is not safe to look directly at a solar eclipse without some sort of eye protection. And probably the best way to look at a solar eclipse is with solar eclipse glasses like the ones that I have right here. One feature I want to point out are these letters right here that you probably can't see, but it's ISO. It's ISO and it's a standard. The standard is 12312-2. But what that really means is that these glasses are certified as being safe to look at a solar eclipse. We will have glasses available here at NASA Village, but demand is really high, and so we encourage people to come out early and get NASA glasses if you're interested in those. But glasses will also be available in a number of different locations. But wherever you go for your glasses, go to a trustworthy source, like a museum or library, or to any of the vendors listed on the American Astronautical Society's website. And again, whatever glasses you have, make sure they have that ISO marking on them, certifying that they are safe for viewing a total eclipse. Now, if you're not able or don't have access to solar eclipse glasses, there are other ways that you can view the eclipse indirectly. You can make a viewer, like a pinhole camera, using items that are normally found in households. Or you can do something as simple as taking a colander or making a grid with your fingers and projecting it on the ground, and you can watch the shadow on the ground. More information on those techniques and how to do those can be found online at nasa.gov/eclipses. One question we often get is, well, if I can't look safely directly, can I use my camera or can I use my phone? Well, just like looking at the sun directly with your eyes can hurt your eyes, pointing your phone or a camera directly at the sun can damage those as well. It can damage the sensors, it can damage the optics within your phone or your camera. So we would encourage you to get a solar filter to use for those devices if you want to use them. Again, more information can be found online at nasa.gov/eclipses, or you can visit us at our safety tent here at NASA Village during the Total Eclipse Fest. We're very much looking forward to the event, and now I want to hand off to Cuyahoga County Sheriff Pertell.
Well, thank you, Great Lakes Science Center, for having us here. Executive, Mayor, thank you very much. Director, a few things here with the event. Not uncommon, as the executive mentioned, for Cleveland to be the center of gravity, for a center of attention for these things. And here's one where nature drives the attention right to our region. Not just Cleveland, not just Cuyahoga County, Northeast Ohio. The bulk of it being certainly Cuyahoga County, from Cleveland all the way out west. So just to tell you a couple of things, partnerships are strong for us as Sheriff's Department. We are partnering not only with our friends at the Cleveland Police, but many of our other municipalities who are also going to experience great crowds. Whenever you have a big party, you want people to attend. So we are not the ones to say, hey, hope there's a thunderstorm. We're hoping it's terrific weather and it's a terrific event, but we have to make sure we keep it safe. That's our job, and certainly the Sheriff's Department, along with public safety from the county and our other partners, we're going to talk about a few things here. First of all, Commissioner Holmes will go over the traffic plan, and the director is going to hone in on that. That's not really our area, but we are going to partner in the security of it. A few things. Starting with our western suburbs, we've received some requests, and outside of that, we know it's important to lean forward because there's going to be large crowds there also, not just focused downtown. The focus is here because of, obviously, NASA Village, the Great Lakes Science Center, but the people viewing it are going to extend out of here. There are large crowds of people coming here, and it's important for each of our communities to make sure we have a solid communication plan. And don't forget that the county is integral to that also, so we can all communicate and make sure we're safe. It's important for all communities to have local resources, as in, missing parents who wind up missing from their kids, right? How do we reconnect them? So just a few points on those, because I know everyone's going to come down here. Parking, please pay attention to how you get down here. We encourage the use of RTA, public transportation. Why? Because parking's going to be at a premium. I don't mean premium price, I mean just premium availability. So make it easier on yourself there, just like any other large event that we have, whether it's St. Patrick's Day, Cleveland Browns game, etc. Important to use public transportation. When you plan your trip down here, make sure you have additional cell phone chargers. Make sure you have additional power banks for cell phones. Make sure you have a rally point for family. Make sure you have somebody who is not coming to the event who you can speak to, you can call and say, hey, we lost Sally, we lost Bobby, we disconnected, where can we meet, etc. But have a rally point near where you're going to be, whether it's going to be here or out in Avon or Bay Village or Lakewood, wherever it's going to be, make sure you have a rally point. That's important. Also, ensure the younger children have your phone number on their arm. Just in case you wind up losing a small hand, it's important that we be able to get a hold of mom or dad or another adult. Please make sure of that. Also, this event, all eyes, the entire world is watching because it's our eclipse here. Obviously, everyone is watching, so to make sure that we're safe, we always tell you, if you see something, say something. All special events, you know what to expect. Families come down here to have a lot of fun. Everybody wants to enjoy it. This is the center of attention. But please, if something doesn't look right, something is concerning, what we normally tell everyone, any of our representatives from the government here, who it's going to be a bus driver, a state trooper, a police officer, a deputy sheriff, a downtown Cleveland ambassador, an official here at the Great Lakes Science Center, NASA Village, tell somebody something doesn't look right. The Emergency Operations Center is going to be open, and Mr. Christie will speak to that here in a second. But the Cleveland Emergency Operations Center is going to be open. The County Emergency Operations Center will be open, and we're coordinating with other centers. We're going to have a communications vehicle out. We have a lot of things in place, but we need our biggest partner, which is the public, to let us know when something doesn't look right. I can tell you that the Sheriff's Department is redeploying resources. That day, court's going to be half a day, so all the deputies that work in our courthouses will be redeployed out to partner with not only our friends at the Cleveland Police, but our other municipalities, so that we know that we're safe. I can tell you that there's going to be many other resources out there to keep us safe. We're not going to get into the details, but I know that the director's going to touch on those also. But we are partnering on all those fronts, whether it's a response capability, an intelligence capability. Most important is going to be prevention. Social media for the day. I'm sure that our social media folks are pushing that out to make sure that we're all connected, the message is consistent. But from us, please, see something, say something. We're going to obviously deter whatever we can, disrupt, and most importantly, we're going to detect. It's important that we detect anything, folks. Have to keep it safe. On the other end, hydration for the day, power banks for your cell phones, phones for children, phone number on your kids. If you have a air tracker, please consider that also for children. We're always available. Any questions, please let us know. Thank you again, Executive Mayor and Great Lakes Science Center, for having us here today. I'll turn it over to Mark Christie, who is the manager for the Emergency Operations Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Christie. I'm the emergency manager for Cuyahoga County. If you're unfamiliar with emergency management, you can kind of view us as a coordination entity. So in the lead up to a large event like this, as you can imagine, in a large urban area like our county is, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different partners, public safety, first response agencies, critical infrastructure, other entities that are all going to have to work together and coordinate with one another during a large special event or emergency response. So a lot of what we've been focused on over the course of the past year is setting up meetings and phone calls with these partners, making sure that we are establishing communications, our planning's aligned, and that we have shared expectations of how we're going to work with one another and communicate with one another the day of the event. So in that regard, we have been doing many of the things that Sheriff Patel just mentioned for over the course of a year. In addition to that, we've also been consulting with other areas, namely the city of Nashville, that hosted a very similar event, or experienced a very similar event in 2017, that was able to share some of their lessons learned, that obviously we can benefit from that perspective and coordinate our planning accordingly. Another core mission of emergency management is to constantly promote personal preparedness and resiliency. So you may have seen in some of the other news coverage on the event that others have encouraged the public to plan ahead, make an emergency plan with their family, make an emergency supply kit for the day of in the event there are issues. Those are very standard practices that we encourage throughout the year. Actually, this week in particular is Spring Severe Weather Awareness Week, so we'd be encouraging those types of activities anyway, but it's really timely because in the onset of a large special event like this, if you've lived or worked in this area, you know that there can be traffic issues, there can be momentary communications issues when there's a large volume of people concentrated in one area. So we just want to encourage people to plan ahead for that, to actually go through the motion, to make an emergency supply kit for their family, to make an emergency plan for their family. These are very, again, standard practices we want to encourage, agnostic of type of emergency of large special event, and resources are available online to go through those practices, either on the county's website at cuyahogacounty.us/ready, or the federal website, FEMA, at ready.gov. I think our area is accustomed to hosting large special events. We have a robust transportation infrastructure that can accommodate that. So we really just want to encourage people to be aware that this event is happening and be prepared to potentially deal with some inconveniences. But we certainly don't want to cause any anxiety. Again, we just want to be aware. We want people to be aware and able to plan ahead and enjoy the day. So with that, I will turn it over to Cleveland Public Safety Director, Mr. Drummond.
Thank you, and good evening or good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us here in this location. In the city of Cleveland, and in particular the Department of Public Safety, we've been planning for this for well over a year. The departments or the divisions of fire, police, EMS, Emergency Operations Center, and every part of government, we've been planning for this event. And we believe that we're well suited and well prepared for it. In particular, with the Division of Police, we have full staffing. As a matter of fact, we actually had to cancel the days for our officers to make sure that we have sufficient amount of officers. We know that this is going to be traffic heavy, so we will make sure that we had sufficient amount of officers working that particular day to deal with the anticipated congestion and large crowds. This is really exciting time for us here in the city of Cleveland, not just the city of Cleveland, just for the region. We expect an influx of quite a few people. So with that said, on Monday, April 8th, the city of Cleveland buildings will be closed. However, we do have an all-hands on-deck approach with the city of Cleveland. Although the buildings are closed, all of our city employees that are working that day will be there to assist us to make sure this is really a good event for everyone that's coming to visit or take part in all the many activities that we have planned in the city of Cleveland. It's important, too, for those who are residents here or just visiting our city, that they take part in not only their security, but the security of the community. In that sense, you know, if you see something, as Chief Pertel said, please say something. If you see something, please say something, make that call. We also encourage our residents and people visiting downtown, whether to participate in the Eclipse or other activities, to make sure that you're prepared. Make sure you're prepared how? Make sure you have your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and if necessary, a second dinner, because again, we believe after the eclipse, that's going to be really congested, not only with vehicles, but also with people. So make sure that you're properly prepared. For those who are going to be driving downtown, or not just necessarily downtown, just in the area, make sure you have a full tank of gas. For those who drive EVs, make sure that you charge up as well. Same thing with your cell phones, which was mentioned by Sheriff Pertel, and make sure that you're charged sufficiently with your cell phones. In the event that you get separated or someone gets separated from your party or from your family, we have 3 reunification centers in the city of Cleveland, one east, one central, and one west. I'll give you those locations. The one downtown will be at Tower City, which is a 50 Public Square. The one on the west side will be Our Lady of Mount Carmel, which is located at West 70th and Detroit Avenue. And the third one, which is on the east side, is going to be at the 5th District Police Headquarters. That's the 5th District Police Headquarters, and that's at East 152nd and St. Clair Avenue. Again, this is going to be really traffic heavy. For that, so with that in mind, it's important for those, again, who are going to be driving, those are going to be in the area in vehicles, that you please do not stop during the eclipse. We ask you not to stop and obstruct traffic. You may, in that process, stop or prevent an ambulance or a police vehicle from getting where they need to. So we ask you, please do not stop. To that end, Commissioner Holmes is going to be coming up here. He's going to talk about closures, parking bans, and so forth. Again, we want to make sure that everyone have a good time. This is really exciting for us. I'm really proud of the effort of our Division of Police, EMS, Fire, Emergency Operations Center for all the planning that's gone into place. So again, thank you, Commissioner Holmes.
Good afternoon. The director told me they wanted the most handsome policeman, but he just retired, so they left this to me. So, are we putting up? Thanks everyone for being here. We're going to start with the road closures. If you look to the far right of the screen, we are going to close Route 2 at Dead Man's Curve, coming from 90 East and 90 West, probably about 1 or 1:30. Then we're going to, right around the Great Lakes Science Center, you're going to have Erie Side, Al Lerner Way, but you will be able to get north of the stadium. There's parking north of the stadium for the public. It's very limited. The Science Center garage, there is no public parking here, so we're going to have to find that. All the black lines that you see are parking bans, the biggest of which is going to be Superior to the bridge, and then from the bridge all the way out to where the Shoreway ends on Detroit Avenue and Lake. The reason we're going to do that is we anticipate, like everyone said, a large number of people. We need to ensure that safety vehicles get to and from. We have an east-west route that we can get to, and then East 9th Street, in connection with the Guardians game and this event, from Erie Side to Carnegie will be no parking as well, so we have a north-south route as well. And then our normal, what would be the Browns warehouse district closures and things like that. You'll see the closure, or parking ban. And then on West 25th, from Detroit to Lorraine, there's a hospital there, so we want to ensure that people can get to the hospital to the west side. Next slide. There again, you see the closure for Erie Side, and then the parking bans in the black. We're going to give you, we have a list that we'll give you. I don't want to go over every one, but it's basically the Browns traffic parking ban. Next slide. That is Euclid Avenue. Same thing for the hospital, the parking ban, out by the clinic in UH, from Chester to Mayfield. And then over by 71 by Metro Health from Clark to 71. Again, that is to ensure that we can get people to the hospital if a catastrophic event happens. Is that all the slides? Okay. So just so everybody knows, the chief and the director and the deputy chief has given me enough staff to staff all of Superior, all of Detroit, East 9th Street, so that we will have people on the major, thoroughfares that we anticipate that we're going to need for these closure for this event. The parking ban is going to go from 0900 to 2100, and in addition to the parking bans that we just showed, we'll still have the Guardians parking bans, same time, 0900, so there's some consistency in what we do. There's going to be limited parking on the street, would be east of 9th Street, and some parking garages, but I encourage everyone to please get down early, because we do anticipate there is going to be heavy traffic. So if you got to get to work at 5 o'clock, you might want to leave at, 3:45, 4:15, something like that, just to give yourself some time. The community lot and the Willard Garage will open at 0500 in the mornings, 5 a.m. in the morning. They're going to staff it. You'll be able to get out after the event. There will be no issues there. So we do have a tow detail, unfortunately for people, but it'll be one on the west side, one downtown, and then there'll be tow trucks on the east side. We're asking people to please follow these parking bans, because at the end of the day, we don't want to tow anyone's car. This is an event for the family, and then you're going to be stuck without a car for a while. But if you do, we have the number here. It's 623-5063 for the impound lot. And for a non-emergency, it'll be 621-1234. And the impound lot, they're going to extend the hours so that you'll be able to get your car if, in fact, it does get towed. They'll be open till about 9 o'clock in the evening as well. We encourage people, if you can ride a bike, do it. If you want to ride a scooter, do it. But if you do, you have to really pay attention to the rules of the road, red lights, stop signs, and things like that. We don't want anyone to get hit. It's supposed to be a good day here, so we're trying to encourage people to really pay attention. Follow all the traffic laws, ride predictably, don't swerve in and out of traffic, wear your helmet. I don't know if they have one to fit me, but I'll try and find someone. If it's your first time riding a scooter, find a safe spot away from cars and other hazards before beginning your trip. I talked to Callie Mersman. She said that they will have people from the companies to kind of show people how to ride in like bigger corrals and things like that. So, and that's really it. Unless there are any questions. Are you sure? All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming. Thank you for inviting the RTA to this event. I'm Joel Freilich, Director of Service Management, here on behalf of our CEO, India Birdsong Terry, and the RTA Board of Trustees. As you know, RTA bus, rail, and paratransit operators are out there today and every day connecting the community. And if the idea of connecting the community is something you would like to do, go to riderta.com/careers and check out the amazing opportunities to serve your community. RTA serves Greater Cleveland every day. April 6th, 7th, and 8th will be no exception. But some things about April 6th and 7th and 8th will be exceptional. For one thing, we'll provide extra rail service to handle the extra customers that we expect to carry that day. For another thing, the waterfront line will run daytime service on all 3 days. To plan your trip, we suggest using the transit app. Another possibility, if you need a real live person to help you plan the trip on the phone and answer your questions, the number to call is 216-621-9500. RTA will be ready for you that day, and we welcome you aboard. And now I will turn the podium back to our hosts.
Thank you so much. Well, as Dr. Kenyon said, Cleveland will be the place to be for the Eclipse, and we also have Guardians opening day the same day as well, and then Women's Final Four March Madness. So hopefully you filled out your bracket as well.